Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Viva Las Vegas! Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lights Out League Racing Season 29. We are race 2 out of 13, and we find ourselves, as my lungs bellowed out, in Las Vegas, in the United States of America. I love America. And now it is the turn of Division 2, following the fantastic Division 1 race where Hamadi got himself at the top step of the podium. And it'd be interesting to see how this race unfolds, if they've learnt anything, those that have watched it. Learned anything from strategy-wise, or just watching how people have taken their lines. We had 1 or 2 safety cars which would have thrown their original strategies out of the window. Hopefully we don't see as many in this race. With 18 on the grid, we've got 1 or 2 new boys joining us this week. Skin Shaggy joining Briddy in the Alpine team. Interesting to see how he gets on. We've got Dan just reserving for us from Div 1, just getting used to his wheel. And Charlie Goat in the Red Bull, who we saw in Div 1 race. Wasn't his finest race, but I'm sure he learned a lot from it. Very tricky track, this one, although it's quite straightforward in its layout. And there's a lot of straights. There's not that much room to do any racing. And there's a couple of tricky corners, especially chicanes like the one we've just gone through, where it's very easy to invalidate or hit the wall on the way out. Now the question is, will we see the wall hit on Briddy, who's going to have the honour of doing the first hot lap of the qualifying session as he heads down to turns 1 and 2, where you want to go out to in to out, and then do the same again round turns 3 and 4, out to in and out again round Rochelle Avenue intersection. Open up that DRS, where we see 1 or 2 overtakes as that car needs to get out of the way. Oh, are you going to hold people up? As he does, brilliant. Round turn 5, right-hander and along Westchester Drive. Right, so 1 or 2 overtakes on the outside here, going to turn 7 and 8 chicane. Very old, like a little bit deep on turn 7, Briddy. And then left hand, 90 degrees left-hander under the monorail. Turn 9, on the right curve of Sands Avenue. Again, where we saw some brilliant overtakes on the outside, as the cars set themselves up for turn 12. Will the bollard survive longer than 1 lap like it did the last race? Now they're on the longest section of the circuit, the start of sector 3, down the 1.9 kilometre Las Vegas strip. DRS is open, and we saw plenty of overtakes, and will we see many more around the triple chicane. Like I said, very tricky. You want to jump the curbs as much as possible. We saw 1 or 2 drivers go deep in Div 1, nearly clashing the wall, but Briddy has made it round for his first hot lap. Hug the inside, minimise the distance of the track, and he goes 1:33.1. So we saw the 1:31s, I think, didn't we, in Div 1? Will we see anything like that? Benji Boy on the mediums, doing a hot lap. Who've we got coming round? As you see the drums drip in as John goes P3. Keezer, provisional fastest lap, 32 flat, which is clipped by Wesker, our race winner from last week in Canada, a 31.6. Potentially tipped for pole this week. I think 1 or 2 like Benji or Terry's, or even Dan may see them as Katamis, Mr. Speed Demon, Mr. Meow Meow, 32.6. So good second off the lead. Charlie Goat P5, so better lap than that, as you see. Terry Reds goes P1, 31.4, a couple of tenths ahead of Wesker. So early chess moves from Mr. Terry's Reds as Skin Shag in his debut goes currently P10 with a 34.6. As we've seen jump up Benji P5, his teammates slotting behind him. Josh in the second Mercedes, 32.5. Benja, his first outing of the season, missed last week. Both members of Team Egg are here. Benja's hard boiled. Magel's fried as he's next to cross the line. Let's see the time of second part of Team Egg. And he slots just ahead of his teammate, P10, 33.3. Interesting. Benja is the top tier driver of this division. Of course, like Div 1, we've got two divisions running. Two championships running, sorry. So we've got the professional, in which Benja's part of that, and then the Challenger Series, which the likes of Magel and Cygate here, who's going to be the first one. I think he forgot he needed to set a lap. You're right, Cygate. Goes P14 for now with 35.8. Maybe you think his time wasn't that great, so... Oh, my God. What did you do? You forgot to brake. I think he's had a nap. He's broke his wing anyway. I think he's just had a proper moment. I think he got P3 last week in the Challenger division. If I remember rightly. Let's have a quick look. He did. Which Red Devil, who's missing this week, got P1. So there'll be a new winner on the Challenger division this week. Josh got P2. So all to play for. And Lennon P4 in the Aston Martin. Got to have P3 in the actual race itself following penalty. Benedict got himself relegated through Steward's penalty, and he's missing this week, unfortunately. But as far as I'm here, he's just got himself engaged. So big congratulations to Benedict. As Brady gets himself up to P8. Yeah, Benedict got himself a little ring on his finger for his misses. So he's missing this week, and there's a high chance that he's going to be elbow deep tonight. He's going to be dripping from his elbow and celebrating like he should be. Lennon doing another lap. Is he going to improve on his current time of 32 flat? It looks like he may. Lennon gets himself into P3, 31.8. So brilliant, doing a couple of laps on those soft tyres. So you jump down to Kessler. The Challenger driver for Red Bull. His teammate's missing this week. Bench warmer, I think it is. Bench warmer, yeah. I think he's missing this week, so he'll be the main representative for Red Bull, but he is joined by Charlie Goat, like I said. So there is constructors' points up for grabs. Red Bull, of course, doing very well with Armadi taking the win. So on the final sector down the Vegas Strip, he'll set his first hot lap, as we'll just jump on Dan Morris on the mediums. Not quite that quick, so still just trying to find his pace, running P15. He will followed by Kessler. It's going to be around the 134.3, so puts himself P13 for now. Is Lennon doing any more laps, so he's going to jump, he's invalidated, so I think he's going to be getting in the pits. So good run for Lennon at the moment. The driver's just to jump on with Catamies and see how he gets on as he starts his second flying lap. Dan Morris, I think, will be doing a few runs on the mediums. Only two drivers yet to set a time. Chest bowl. Just on an out lap. I think ND is the one that needs to do a quali ban, if I am not mistaken. Which he still needs to come out and do a lap, just to put his setup on. So if you're listening, ND, make sure you come out and do one lap, just to put your setup on. Let me just double check that. To me, he's 4 tenths up. So found some extra time. on this lap, which get him up to potentially P5 if he can find some extra time in this final sector. He'll be eyeing himself up a chance for a podium. Dan Morris up to P6 now. Just get eyeing up those mediums. Had a bit of trouble in the first race. He comes around the final corner. The Haas driver get himself any higher. P4 gets himself ahead of Keyser. Oh, 300's just ahead. He'll be happy with that. Both Mercedes on. So Kessler just jumping into the pits. We'll keep an eye on Skin Shaggy then. Jack's in the chat, rooting on Terry's. Reach for the stars. He's not part of S Club 7, you know. S Club Terry. Skin Shaggy comes around the final corner. Can he improve? He does, up to P13, 33.9, so into the 33s for him. Geezer down 2/10 as Wesker puts himself on provisional pole. 31.3. Geezer gets himself ahead of Lennon, up to P3. The times are dropping. Dropping down like a shit in a swimming pool. Next up to cross the line is Benja. He finds some time up to P9. Can Magel eclipse his time again? He's a 10th and a half up. Stays P12. Lost a bit of time in that final sector. Sygate just on an out lap now. I'm sure he's got plenty more time to find. Next up is Mercedes of Josh. Absolutely flying. P3 for Josh. Brilliant time. And he's the challenger driver, and his teammate Benji, who got pole last week, chest ball in his first run up to P7. NDCA is just coming out now. He does have... no, he doesn't have a qualifying ban, I don't think. No, he doesn't. I think it's the next tier, so if he does it again, he will. So he can come out and do a lap then. So good qualifying there from the Saubers. Wesker taking provisional pole. 31.3. 300ths ahead of Terry's. And his teammate goes up to P7. Geezer, the lone representative of McLaren this week. His teammates doing very, very well in Div 1 and getting some valuable points for their overall constructors. But he will be missing Marty, who's not here with us this week. I'll find out where he is. The naughty boy. Benji just picking out Chespo, asking why he's on the racing line. Get off the racing line. There's Charlie doing another hot run. P7 for Charlie. 32.1, so he's got his eye on the prize now. Some brilliant qualifying at the moment for the standing Red Bull driver. Just send. Everyone just in the pits now. Just under 3.5 minutes to go as Lennon gets himself back on to P3. 31.5. It's very tight at the top. Just over a 10th or a 10th and a half between the top four. It's all open. Who's going to fight? Who's going to get themselves on pole? We'll jump on. Check in with Sygate, who's just over a 10th and a half up on his time. Can he get himself up the order? Missed his braking point in turn 1 and just clattered the wall. At least he's not gone in the pits this time. 34.9 hasn't improved on position, but has improved on time. And I'm sure there's a bit more time in the bank. Again, he's missed his breaking point. As NDC, he's invalidated, so he's not going to improve on that time. Let's see who's on one. Is Charlie doing that? He's validated, and so has Lennon. So everyone's coming out for their final run. I think we'll see everyone do one final lap. Those that have just done a lap, if they've got fuel in the car, might do another one too. As we saw in it's a very quick track, and as we saw in Div 1, drivers are jockeying for position. So we'll jump on with Catamese, and he's the first one to do his final lap. We'll keep an eye on Cygate and ND as well ahead of them. So he can do another lap. He's just slightly up on his time. Through sector 1, round the MSG sphere, aka my penis. It's bad infection. Bad infection. And Lennon has called it a day, so the highest will start with P3. He was potentially challenging for pole, but maybe saving himself a set of tyres for the race. Down the Las Vegas strip. Charlie's called it a day as well for qualifying. And the highest he will start is P7. Slipstream off the Red Bull for the Haas drive. The Red Bull needs to get out of the way, which it does. Wow. It's very sore sometimes. Catamese comes around the final corner for the final time of his qualifying. Can he improve? He gets himself up to P5 back ahead of Keys at 31.6, so it's very tight near the top. Next up is Skinshaw. He's on an outlap. He's mugged me off. He's mugged me off. Brady's on an outlap too, so the Alpine's going to be very last. So let's keep an eye on John then. Teammates with Terry's. And we'll be aiming for John to keep it on the track and finish the race this week. We'll get some valuable points for the Williams team as he crosses the line. He's going to improve up to P14 for John with a 33.6. Got Magel is over nearly 4.5 tenths up. He's going to gain some valuable time here. We'll stay at P13. His teammate straight behind him up to P10. And Cygate will start P17. Benji Boy up to P5, so no pole for him this time. What can Mr. Keys do? He's slightly up on his time. Has he got enough to jump ahead of Catamese? He's not, so he'll start P7. And we've got Aston next. Terry Reds is P2, so he's not going to improve. Can Josh? He's slightly up on his time, not by much though. He will jump ahead of Lan in P3 for Josh. So it looks like Wesker's on pole. He's invalidated on this lap, so fortunately for him. Kessler's invalidated, so he's not going to improve either. Next up, Mr. Chessbull, who's nearly 3.5 tenths up. A couple of improvements for him. P8, 31.7. It's the Alpine boys next. Brady P12. Skin Shaggy on his debut into the pits. So 300ths, like Jack says, between Wesker on pole and Terry's in P2. Tighter than a duck's arse. And that's what you get with Div 2. It's so tight as Catamese comes and crosses the line for the final time. He'll jump in the pits probably. And what a qualifying that is. As I take a quick lubrication. Wesker following on his form from last week. They said in the chat he's potentially favourite for the race. We shall see how it unfolds. Come on. Don't take all day, put him in the pits. Put him down if he takes that long. Hey up, Theo. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're not too disheartened from the race. And I hope we put on a good show for you to watch. So Wesker takes pole. His first of the season with 31.3, and Terry's joins him on the front row. Josh and Lennon on row 2 with Benji Boy and Katamis behind 5th and 6th. Keys P7 with Chess Bowl P8, Dan Morris P9, and Charlie Goat in the top 10. Benja P11, Briddy P12, Magel 13. The Danish Boys is so close. John 14th, Skin Shaggy on his debut 15th, Kessler 16th, Cygate and NDCA not being able to set a lap. Yeah, it's it happens. It happens. Lennon says he's a bottle job. Had another extra 2/10 in him. Right, Jack says Lennon's washed. Lol. Those in the chats, let me know who your podium sitters are going to be. Drivers just be sorting out their setups and their strategies. I'm going to take a quick toilet break. This double header. My bladder can't hold it. 1 second, everybody. I'll be back. Chill out. Jamie, get in the chopper. Whoever readied up's a very naughty boy, and then they're going to get a big smacking. Should have give us a couple of minutes. I've drunk that much neck lube. My bladder's exploding. This has been on the calendar for a couple of years now, Vegas, but before we joined the calendar, it was back in 1982 where we last saw it. It was Caesars Palace GP. And it's also the last time we've had 3 US tracks on one calendar. Leading us round is Wesker. And let's have a look at the tyre strategy. So a little bit more of an alternate. Academies, Dan and Benj are all going for the alternate. Everyone else starting on the mediums, like the previous race. Majority of drivers decided to go with the medium tyres. And they do get ripped up on this 6.2 kilometre anti-clockwise circuit. 17 corners, 11 to left and 6 to the right with the 2 DRS zones. There's a 100% chance of a safety car. We saw 3 on the last race, so there's a high chance we'll probably see another one. It can be a one-stopper. You don't want to stop too often. It's a 20.5 second pit stop. Wesker's scooted his way round. Terry Reds will join him on the front row with Josh and Lennon on row 2. Benji P3, P5, hoping to fare better than last week. Katamis P6, had a troubled race at Canada. Let's see if he can do better this week as well. Keys P7, Chess Bowl 8, Dan Morris P9, and Charlie Goat. Again, we'll have a look to have a better race than the Div 1 one. Benja P11, the hard-boiled T-Mag. Let's hope his head isn't scrambled. Brady P12. Meagle P13. Better not do too well, otherwise another league's going to try and poach him. John P14th, Skin Shaggy P15th, Kessler 16th, Cygate 17th, and NDCA at the back of the order. It's a 150 metre run down from pole to turn 1 braking point. West is going to be under threat from Terry's as of 3, 4, 5. Viva Las Vegas, and away we go! And West has got a good launch. Everyone looks like they've had a really good start. Lennon's already up to P3 on the inside of turn 1, 2. Looks like Benji got squeezed and lost a couple of positions. He's the biggest loser so far. Katamis and Keys are both losing a couple of positions as well. Probably caught up in Benji's calamity. Big rises from Charlie and Briddy, up 4 places. But as everyone starts getting settled, as we get near the back of the grid, you've got Haas on the inside of Katamis. As Benji goes through and retains position. A bit of locking the wheels behind of Sygate and Magel. Sygate losing a couple of positions as the Ferrari boys. Oh, a bit of a lunge on the inside of Benja on Magel. Just outbraked himself and he's lost a couple of positions. Probably wasn't the wisest thing to do. But I think after lap 1, as the Bollard hasn't even made it. I think Wesker's knocked it off on purpose, you shit. And he'll be under threat and try and break the slipstream from the cars behind. It'll be up to them to stay into the slipstream as much as possible. So this front 3 is the front 3 that we had on the podium last week as Keezer gets past Brady up to P8. Brady's just had a really slow launch out of turn 12. Benji boy getting past as well. Skin Shaggy. Shaggy wants some prawn. Get himself up to P13 past Sygate. Ted Head rooting for Charlie. Katami's getting past Briddy at the start finish. As the DRS is now activated on the second lap. Benja making a move on Sygate as well at turn 1. Kessler and John exchanging position. John going really deep out of turn 2. As NDCA just holding up the back of the order for now. Looking to close in as the battle. DRS is activated. Can Lennon make a move? He's not made a move as yet. And he's got Josh all on his gearboxes. Side by side, Charlie and Chespo. Charlie has to avoid contact to go off the track. He would have got a track limit. He got plenty in Div 1 race. Trying to give each other plenty of room on a tight chicane. With them battling, the front 4 have broken away. Can they get back in that DRS range as it's really, really effective? And it's all down to Wesker's straight line speed and ERS management. Can he keep the likes of Terry's and Lennon and Josh behind? So, Wesker leading the way for the professional championship. Josh leading the way as Chessbowl goes through. And Terry's does take the lead of the race in the forefront as Chessbowl behind gets past Charlie Goat. Meh. Benja getting ahead of Skin Shaggy. Making brilliant overtake. Terry's showing his pace, taking provisional fastest lap as well. He got it in last week's race, getting that valuable extra point. As we saw, Benja and Skin Shaggy drifting round turn 17. Front 4 still keeping each other honest. Lennon looking on the outside of Wesker at turn 5. Leaving Wesker plenty of space. Wesker leading a couple of positions then in about half a lap. And that's the power of the DRS. Lennon up to P2. Benji and Katamis having a great battle. And Benji got himself up to P9 now. Katamis has probably definitely gone for the 0-0s. Got a yellow flag. It's Kessler on turn 5. Looks like he's gone a little deep. And Leicester concede a couple of positions. Hopefully he doesn't have wing damage. I think he might have lost an end plate. He has. So it's going to affect him slightly with the aerodynamics. Especially down the straight line. He's got Dendy ahead of him. And looking to close that gap and make a overtake. As we jump back on the front 4. Chessbowl just teetering around the 1.8. Lennon not quite close enough to make a move as yet. As can Charlie make a return move on Chessbowl? He can't. Everyone just keeping each other honest as possible. Katamis just getting condensed a bit. Briddy, getting condensed a bit and losing a few tenths. Kessler making a move on ND with that DRS. Oh, who was that? Which one? Which egg was that? That egg nearly splattered. Humpty Dumpty nearly hit the wall. And it was Magel, went really wide around turn 17. Nearly did a wall of champions. So Benja on the alternate strategy up to P12. And it seems to have settled now on lap 4. Dan Morris all over the back of Charlie on the alternate strategy. Needs to bide his time. Charlie going wide again. Getting that track limits. Dan just needs to have a bit of patience here. We'll know that he can get past Charlie. We'll have the DRS. He does need to look in his mirrors with Keezer and Benji all over the back of him. Okay, just struggling with the track restrictions. Whoa, and that was deep from Charlie. Nearly taking Keezer out on his re-entry. And he's going to lose out to Benji and potentially Katamise as well. As Lennon now takes the lead of the race. Go, Lennon! And he was 3 wide down the Las Vegas strip. It's going to be tight in the chicane. Hopefully everyone makes it through safe and sound, and we have a collision. Look like Benji and Katamise. And Charlie trying to go 3 wide. An early pit stop for Benji. Got damaged wing. It's not too bad. We'll see 1 or 2 do a 2-stopper here. Not always lost, and we may see a safety car as well. Front 4 still going. Lennon's still in the lead of the race. As we see Katamise making a move on Charlie with DRS down to turn 5. P8 for the Haas driver. Gap between him and Keezer, which Keezer's got DRS on Dan Morris, who's just in and out of DRS on Chessbowl. Chessbowl, they currently they've won an advantage for P5. And making use of those medium tyres. Geezer putting pressure on Dan. He'll be under threat from that DRS. Can Terry's retake the lead of the race from Lennon? Both moderators in the Discord. We'll be having a banter in the chat afterwards, I'm sure. We've got a yellow flag. Look like John, I think, coming in there onto 10 and 12. Just lost his traction. Kept his wing, though. As Dan Morris does make move on Chessbowl. Oh, brilliant move from Dan. Down to turn 17. We haven't seen many overtakes there, so great traction from Dan off turn 16. Charlie goes in the pits now. Has he got slight damage? He's not getting a wing change, so he's not. He's just having a change of tyres onto the hards. Interesting call there from Charlie. So Josh just sitting at the back of this train for now. Waiting for... Oh! Chessbowl losing traction, coming out of turn 5, clatters the wall. Lost an end plate, so that won't help him at all. Katami's all over the back of him. They want to dominate him like a litter tray. Still stuck behind the Kick Sauber. Charlie needs to move on Cygate. Oh, Cygate just almost missing his braking point. Up to you, Theo. Like I said, just probably give it a couple of days just to reset. It's a long way to go to the new game, mate. Lennon getting back in the lead of the race. These two tossing positions, not just tossing each other off. Katami's now making a move on the inside of Chessbowl. Brilliant move from Katami's. Let's drive up to P7. And we're looking to close the gap on Keezer, who just fell out of Dan Morris's DRS's. Briddy. Out of turn 16, lost his wing. At least he's close to the pits and doesn't have to. It's a bit of loss of traction from the Alpine driver. He struggled with that last week. And at least he's near the pits and can make an easy wing change. Don't speed. He doesn't, thankfully. Charlie goes on through after his pit stop. Benji Boys goes through as well. It's not all lost from the guys that have made an early pit stop. Still a long way to go. Lap 7 of 25. Front four still very tight. Yellow flag again. It's a Haas of Cygate out of turn 4. Managed to keep it going. Has still got his wings, so just a little loss of traction from him. Just clattering the wall with his back end. Don't want to do that too often. He's beating the walls like he's a parent beating their ginger child. Katami's closing in on Kizagiza. Can he make an overtake down the strip? Is he close enough to make a move on the inside? That's a brilliant move from Katami's. Plenty of room by Kiza, and there's nothing really Kiza could do to defend that. We'll look to stick with him and try and retake him on the next DRS zone. Getting very close here between the top 3. Lennon's tyres just slightly wearing off. All within a tenth and a half of each other. Terry's close enough to... He's not, but a good launch out the corner from Wesker. The guys behind just pushing hard. Won't be close enough to make a move yet. As I said that, what's happened to Terry's? I think Terry's has had a moment. Oh, Terry's... He's damaged his wings, so he's lost traction coming out of turn 5. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the pits and make an early pit stop. These tyres can be lethal. He's losing tyre tenths every corner, so I wouldn't be surprised if he pits. As we see Charlie overtaking Skin Shaggy. ND in the pits. An Italian hand gesture for ND. Hey, it's better in the pit lane. Why are you gonna do that? Lennon's broke away from Wesker. Out of the DRS. And the slipstream isn't that effective in this game, so Lennon with a slight advantage now. And brings Josh into play. And this is a brilliant show here from Josh in the Mercedes. He's P1 in the Challenger, but P3 overall, and the overall in the Div 2 race. Ideally, he's now 2 Brady as Terry's does pit, which promotes Dan up to P4. Filling in the Aston Martin seat. Filling in for Podolski. Don't know where he is this week. A last minute pull out. Somehow we're still pregnant. You see Chespo and Skin Shaggy both going in the pits too. Going onto the hard tyres, so it's gone a long way. 16 laps on the hards. It is tricky. And Lennon has broken away. Good 1.6 seconds ahead of Wesker now. And it looks like his car's got Tourette's. And I think that Cygate again has just lost it coming out of turn 4. Finding that corner very, very tricky. The Haas driver. As mentioned, got P3 in the Challenger race last week. Oh, you can see he's struggling. I wouldn't be surprised if he pits and gets off these mediums. Just getting a bit too trigger happy on, and cutting the corner as well. Just for the bants. Everyone's a bit dispatched from each other now. The only close battle we've got is this battle for P2 between Wesker and Josh, as Wesker is pitting. Josh is carrying on for another lap, looking to potentially do a one-stop. You could see Wesker was struggling and just losing a bit of time. And I'll tell you what it is, time for neck lube. As we've got a VSC, we've lost Skin Shaggy. I don't know where he's lost it. He lost it at turn 12 by the looks of it. And that's his debut out of the window. Double stack here potentially for the Ferrari boys, both using the VSC as a great time to pit. And it's actually worked out really well for them, not really double stacking. Everyone else is carried on through. West comes out P6 ahead of Charlie. And it's got a bit of breathing space between him and Keyser ahead of him. John and Sygate both pitching as well. Italian hand gesture for Sygate. Hey, what are you doing? What's going on further upfield here? God, it's so... Oh no, something's happened. Glennon's got himself a 10 second. He's probably best pitting now. Oh, Magel's got himself a drive-through as well. His penalties do my head in. Lennon just speeding away. Katamis has found himself in P2. Getting overtaken by Dan. So Dan, both Aston Martins in the lead of this race. All we see with Lennon jumping in straight away. And there's going to be damage limitation for him. I bet he's absolutely seething. I don't know what caused that. So Dan Morris will take the lead of the race on the alternate strategy, followed by Katamis. Wesker goes on through and the net lead of the race. Josh is pitting as well. So he's got a yellow flag. John has gone really deep. Who was that? ND. Josh has come out in P8 and in P10, but he's showing some fantastic pace, so can work his way up the order. What that does do is promotes Terry's back up to a net P2. And Benji boy, you still potentially will have to pit. Benji will have to pit again as well. So both of them on the two stoppers. So Josh, net P3 potentially, and brings Geezer and Len. So he's not all over Lennon for a podium, mate. Terry's getting past Charlie, easy enough. So yellow flag again. ND struggling. And it's getting lapped. And Morris has got Katamis for company. There's Charlie getting ahead of Terry's. Yellow flag's just for the car being lapped, letting car drivers through. As Dan Morris is in the pit now. He's doing a one-stopper. Benji getting ahead of Benji. There's no... we haven't got a... Oh, it's getting tight. We haven't got a Spider-Man meme. These yellow flags are... It's like I've got jaundice. Dan comes out in the middle of everybody. P6. And it's a big cluster here. There's Josh and Dan side by side. Josh gets himself up to P6 then. It's a brilliant move from the Mercedes driver Lennon, overtaking Keyser, and has to slot behind Benji on those used mediums, which I'm sure he's going to have to pit soon. So Lennon will want to try and dispatch of him as quick as possible. Katamis is the new race leader. Italian hand gesture for Sygate. Sygate, learn to brake at the line, please. As Wesker he takes the lead of the race, but Katamis is like, fuck you. Look at the speed of my car. And they're making an early move on Benji, up to P8, now behind his teammate. Wesker does retake the lead of the race now, ahead of Katamis at the chicane with the aid of DRS. Josh making early moves on Benja as well. He's cracked that egg. Oh, and just round nearly. Oh, I thought he was going to hit the wall there. Josh pushing so hard. Having a brilliant race so far, up to P5. It's 5 seconds behind Charlie in P4. Charlie could go to the end of the race. It's going to be a feat. I think his tyres will wear, and he does have the penalty, so he won't want to battle too hard, especially with him reserving. And Morris all over the back of Benja and bringing his teammate with him. Yellow flag for, I think that's ND going into the pit, or letting cars pass. Quite close enough to make the overtake as yet. Katami's doing the alternate strategy, going as long as he can on the hards. And ND retires in the pit, so this race is done for today, and we do thank him for retiring in the pits, which doesn't force a safety car, just not his day today. He's side by side with Benji as they go around turn 10, leaving each other plenty of room. Benji has the inside of the run for turn 12. It's a tricky chicane. Very aggressive from both, but Keys gets himself up to P9. Brilliant overtake. But we'll just give Benji the DRS. As Dan and Lennon are both now past Benji. Both the Aston Martins almost side by side. So Lennon trying to get past his teammate as well. And he does actually. Lennon up to P6. Katami's now decided pit, and it's very unlike Katami's. Normally goes like to lap 20 and then pits and holds everyone up, but different strategy from the Haas driver. And I'm sure a lot of the drivers around him will be very appreciative of his tactics this week. Comes out in P8 ahead of Benji. And he's got 9 lap older, fresher, medium, so best place that he could come out. And we'll join the train here for P5. Chestbowl getting ahead of Keys. Keys loses out in a couple of places with the DRS. Benji just clattering the wall. Probably just missing his braking point slightly with the old medium tyres on. Very intense battle between him and the McLaren driver of Keyser. It's battle for P9 currently with Chestbowl. Wesker's got a big gap now for the lead of this race. 7.5 seconds on Terry's in P2, which has got a good comfortable gap as well to Charlie. Josh closing the gap on Charlie. Oh my god, Charlie bit my finger. ND Nigel says he had a bad setup and had to retire. And gives good luck to the rest of them racing. Yeah, well, if you speak to the guys in the chat, they'll I'm sure they'll help you with different setups if you do struggle. Just make sure you put it on and do a bit of practice with it. And we've got a safety car, and Benji is out. Where have we lost Benji? He's lost it going down the strip. And I don't know if that was tussling with 1 or 2, as 1 or 2 take advantage of this full safety car and do pit. Charlie Lennon, it'll be a double stack here for Jack says he went into the wall. Whether that was his own doing or not, only the POVs will tell. That's double retirement for the Mercedes driver. I'll be hoping as Charlie's pit, Lennon's pit on fresh tyres, Josh Benja, Dan's pit and lost a couple of places. Keys' pit on fresh, Briddy and Magel. Or we see Kessler, who's coming round. Will we see the front 2 surely have to pit as well, go on some fresh mediums. We've got a whole half a lap to go yet though. As everyone goes through. John is at the back, he's already been lapped by the looks of it, maybe. He has. So Wesker will potentially lead us. Oh, maybe. Currently Katami's running P3, he's only just pit. And may jump. Wesker is going in the pits, and will we see Terry's go in as well? Wesker should come out okay. It depends if Terry's is going to pit or not. Terry's is in. Will we see Katamis jump Terry's? Wesker should come out on time and take the lead of the race, retain the lead of the race. Oh, it's going to be nip and tuck here. Wesker coming out on fresh hards. Terry's out on fresh mediums. Katamis goes through. And will Katamis take the lead of the race? Katamis does take the lead of the race. It might be a Katamis race win. He's on reasonably fresh medium tyres. And he's got to do, I'd say 9 or 10 laps on these, which is possible. Chest ball in the pits too on fresh mediums. Now this got spicy. Katamis will be sweating like a vegan at a butcher's shop. And he's taken the lead of the race and will lead us off the safety car restart. And with his general low downforce setups, especially on this track, he could be a difficult one to beat. Wesker should have reasonable, very good tyres to the end of the race. Okay, good. And I'm with, what's that, 9 laps to go? I'm going to need some fresh lips. If I don't have a drink, I'll have harder lips than a woodpecker. Oh my god. So the order's a little bit mixed up. We've lost 3 drivers out of the 18. As they all start getting back up in the order. Now make sure you stay. Oh, safety car's in already. Now that is early. I did not expect that until the next lap. So Katamis getting himself set. Wesker's just behind him. Terry Red's P4. Charlie Goat still in P4. Katamis just biding his time. Has to wait for the safety car to go in. And he can't overtake until the timing line. Katamis waiting until the very end. Wesker sitting on his coattails. Katamis has not gone yet. He needs to maintain his pace, which he is. He's waiting till right to the end. And he's gone. He's caught Wesker slightly napping. Charlie trying to look on the inside of Terry's. As we go 3 wide just behind. Mercedes on the inside of Josh. Goes very deep. We're trying to push Pendra as close as possible. It's as you were. Everyone looks like they've got off on a good speed. As John, I think at the back, has just struggled to get round the first couple of corners. Ferrari Avenger just keeping Dan behind for now. A good start off the line from Katamis. Wesker slightly napping. And Katamis needs to get out of the 1 second. DRS is not activated till the next lap anyway. I think Wesker will have Terry's all over the back of him. And we'll be watching in his mirrors. It's the hard tyres, to be fair. Probably not up to temperature yet, so that'll be the advantage of the medium runners. Avenger will be looking Josh behind Lennon now. Lennon in for a chance of a podium. So close. We're hoping 1 or 2 of them ahead will get a penalty. You don't really want to win on penalties, but it helps. As Charlie's been already been dispatched from the front 3. As we come round, and Katamis will start lap 18. I think that's 8 laps to go. And there should be an early move here from Lennon on the inside, turn 1. Door closed, there wasn't really a gap there by Charlie, but he will have DRS on the next straight. Katamis trying to break the slipstream as Terry's has a look on the outside of turn 5. Terry's up to P2. As you said, that Jax, he does to make use of the tyre, and he has done so. Lennon not quite close enough to make a move on Charlie yet. Katamis is on for it, at least a podium, but he's on for the race win. And I think everyone You know, whatever they think of Katamis and his racecraft, Terry's has fresher, yes, but it's all about the DRS. No one can begrudge Katamis for the race win if he can get it. Everyone just in the DRS train down to P11. The drivers, I don't think they got caught up as Terry's has made a move already on Katamis down the Las Vegas strip. Katamis is like a fucking bullet though. You can see him retaking the position even though he doesn't have DRS. Look at that from Katamis, that's mental. And Wesker looking the inside of Terry's. Brilliant overtake from Wesker to retake that P2. This is going to be a brilliant battle between this front three right to the end. Lennon has managed to get past Charlie as Charlie's got better traction out of turn 16 though. Got himself, has to slot back behind, so Lennon does consolidate that P4. Josh will want to try and get past Charlie as quick as possible, which he does on the inside of turn 1. And Dan taking provisional fastest lap with a 1:34. Dan just trying to avoid action from Charlie. Charlie just getting caught up with the two drivers ahead. Wesker, can his Wesker retake the lead of the race? Katamis defending the inside of turn 5. It's a beautiful battle between the front three, including Wesker. And what that has done, as it's brought the likes of Lennon and Josh in play. Charlie, Dan, there's a train all the way down as Keezer and Benji side by side. And Keezer, looks like he's got himself up to P9 on the inside of turn 9. They're side by side. Chespo not giving up the position. On the inside of turn 10 has got taken the position from Keezer up to P8. Ah, Lennon, no! Lennon, no! You always end up doing it. As Keezer loses out in a couple of positions, lost of traction out of turn 12. That won't help his chances of trying to overtake those down the straight. As Lennon needs to overtake these. As Katamis gets himself up to P1, Lennon up to P3. Lennon does have that penalty, of course. And Wesker, looks like there was a bit of contact on the Sauber driver. He's facing the wrong way. And our race winner from last week. I don't know if there's room or not. I'm sure we'll probably see something to the stewards. But he's down to P11 now. As we see in positions being lost and gained. It's all jostling, I just can't keep up with it. They're inside each other. Keep it in the bedroom, lads. Yeah, fair play to Wesker, yeah, I agree. So Lennon and Charlie. So Lennon out to P2. Katamis in the lead of the race. Terry's is down to P9. Now what's happened to Terry's? I think he's been caught up in a bit of contact in turn 1 where all the yellow flags were coming out. Another penalty for Charlie. He's best not battling too hard as Katamis is broke from the DRS 1 second briefly. Lap 20 and 25. So at the moment, Josh and Dan potentially, and even Chespo, and chance for a podium here. It's getting very, very tasty. It's so tight at the top end of this grid. Even the likes of Megal and Benja potentially in for a chance. Benja in for a chance for a podium as well. Katz has it in the bag, it doesn't. As Charlie's fell out of that DRS. So the race win, if Lennon can get out of that DRS range as Dan gets past Josh. It's very congested around that chicane. As Terry's now up to P7. Benja getting past his teammate. As Megal's holding up Keezer behind. I looked away for a moment. I think he got caught up in some turn 1 or around that, like that S-bend. He's got Benja for company. He's out of the battle for the podium. Yeah, if Lennon potentially stayed with Katamis, pull out that 3 seconds, he's in for a chance of getting or maintain that podium. Down behind gets caught up with Charlie, and as Charlie clatters the wall. Oh, I don't know if that move was there for Josh, and he gets himself a penalty as well. Whether outbroke himself or tried to make a move. It was a bit of a late move from the Mercedes, trying to force it. I don't blame him because he's having a fantastic race. He just needs to not force it too much. Charlie's defending very, very well. Defending off the track as well. And Lennon takes the lead of the race again. Gets himself ahead of Katamise, and what we'll probably see is Katamise screen past again with the aid of DRS. Katamise back in the lead of the race, and it's almost 2 seconds between them and Dan Morris behind in P3. As we see, is that Keyser overtaking Magel? It is. Keyser up to P9. The McLaren driver want to close in on the battle here for P7. Oh, it's a fantastic race here at the moment. And Lennon's actually fell out of DRS from Katamise. He's just drifting round turn 1 and 2. Oh, he doesn't need to play. I don't think he is, but because he doesn't need to. He's got the 3 seconds on Lennon, so he didn't really need to do it. Dan's a second and a half behind, and just broken away from the DRS from Charlie. Charlie with the bigger penalty amount. He's just always just not even trying to stay on track. Charlie doing better than he did in Div 1, but he has racked up the penalties. Josh will try to get past as quick as possible. As John making an overtake on Sygate down to turn 5. Brilliant overtake at the rear end of the grid here. Williams driver up to P14. Kessler just having his own race at the moment, and will just want to finish the race. Same here as Briddy. Wesker on the hard tyres, looking to try and close the gap as we've got a yellow flag. I think that was Kessler. Missed his turn on turn 5. Yes, sausage. Chest bowl. And past the Mercedes of Josh up to P5 for the Sauber driver. Has he done the double overtake? He has. Charlie trying to defend the corner, but Chespol has made the move. Actually, Charlie's defending that as well, and actually maintain the position. Chespol on the inside of turn 17. Has he made this one stick? Brilliant overtake, brilliant battle between these two. Chespol up to P4. Charlie looking to retake the position on the inside of turn 1. Locking wheels slightly. He's going a little deep on his defence. But Chespol retakes P4. Josh overtaking Charlie with better traction out of turn 4. Both of DRS. Josh on the inside. Has to settle behind Chespol for now, and those three have just calmed a little bit, and has brought Terry's and Benja in for their ride. About 23 or 25. Katami still in the lead of the race, pulling Lennon behind with him. Dan Morris just struggling to get in the DRS train too. Lennon's desperately trying to get out of the 3 second. At the moment, he is out of the 3 second mark and will maintain a podium position. Chespol has got a big train behind him, and he'll be quivering in his high boots. He'll be sweating like Anne Frank in tap shoes. It's Terry Reds trying to make it. Trying to put Charlie off. It looks like Josh went slightly deeper. He's taking a different line. As he's drifting round Tokyo, drift in Vegas. He could have been in the wall then. As we're seeing an Aston of Dan Morris in the pits. I think Dan just getting himself off the podium position. That's very nice to Dan, to be fair. Whether you're filling him in Division 1. Going to set a fastest lap though. We might, we'll have a chat at stewards if he maintains that fastest lap or not. And these two, Katami's defending the inside of turn 5, but Glenn has made the move. Brilliant overtake on the outside of turn 5. Brilliant racing with Katami's as well. And what that has done is brought Chespol onto the podium position for his first potential podium. It's not all out of all not over yet. It's the penultimate lap as Benja and Charlie just banging wheels through the chicane, very tight, very difficult to avoid each other. But Benja now up to P6. Charlie lost a few positions down to P7 now. Katami is maybe struggling on his older, medium tyres, sorry. he's got a bit of breathing space as well, so he'll probably just be seeing what fastest lap he can get. But like I say, it's whether he keeps it or we give it to the next best for the division. But I'm sure Dan has liked this race more than not the one before. As Josh, with the aid of DRS, up to P3. And Charlie getting past Benja down the straight. Another penalty though for the Red Bull driver reserving today. We're on the final lap. Lennon is in the lead of the race. But at the moment, Katamies will take the win on penalties. Benja and Charlie battling again round turns 1 and 2. Benja going wide on turn 1. That's a slot behind. I should be able to get him on. DRS. Katamies just following Lennon round. Doesn't need to force it. Just needs to stay with him. Chespo retaking the position on Josh. As Benja and Charlie are at it again. Charlie trying to defend it. But Benja has made the move. His P6. It's going to the wire. And to the wire is Katamies getting his first win of the season. And if I'd like I say, I wouldn't begrudge anyone saying it, but it's fully deserved. Lennon just a little bit of wiggle out of turn 12. Katamies, he'll want the race win on track. Lennon will want the win on track. DRS will open for the meow meow. He deserves it. Meow meow. Chespo has got Josh behind him, and Terry's is now up to P5. Can Terry's make the double overtake? Josh is up to P3. Can Terry's make it? It's not. He's behind. But Lennon will cross the line in P1, but he will get jumped over by Katamies, and it's meow meow motherfucker. Katamies takes the race win. Lennon will come home P2. Good battle here, but Chespo just ahead of Terry's and Josh, P3. And for the Sauber driver, his first podium, Terry's P4, Benja P5, P6 for Josh. Giza jumps up to P7 on penalties with Dan Morris P8 and takes the fastest lap with a 33.4. Magel P9 for his first race of the season, with Charlie P10 dropping on penalties. Wesker P11. So close to another podium potential race win. Brady P12. Oh, he's retired a bit early, so we'll drop down. But we will. Kessler will come home and cross the line. P13 with John and Sygate 14th and 15th, and will claim the last points of the podium. The crowd didn't like that 10-second unserved penalty. And this is your order for Div 2, as Katamies will stand on the top step of the podium and gives us the griddy. And whatever that is, I think he's emptying his bowels, his pants are full. Give that guy some catnip. Fastest lap goes to Dan Morris, but like I say, we'll see about that. Driver of the day is given to Benja, but it's delivered by the drivers in the Discord, and he gets most overtakes in the race. Brilliant race from Benja from where he started. So Katamies takes the race win, first of the season, with Lennon coming home P2, consecutive podiums for the Aston Martin driver. Chespo from P8 gets his first podium in Lights Out League racing. Brilliant racing from him. I absolutely love it. Terry's P4. Benja comes home P5 from P11. Absolutely storming race from the Ferrari. Josh P6, so close for him if he hadn't had a penalty. Giza P7, P8 for Dan, P9 for Magel, and P10 for Charlie. 11 for Brady, Kessler 12, Wesker 13th, and then John Sygate crossing the line on the for the final time, and then Benji, Andy, and Shaggy all retiring from the race. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Brilliant race that was. Absolutely some fantastic battles throughout the grid and right to the end. It may be that stewards play their part again. Hopefully not, but we shall see. That's your Div 1 and Div 2 races for Las Vegas. and that's round 2 over. And next week we head to Barcelona, which is our first special race of the season, where drivers are not allowed to use any hard tyres in the race. The first time we've done that strategy, and it's all down to strategy and tyre wear, tyre preservation. So let's see how that unfolds. We should see multiple pit stops, which should see the order get mixed up a little bit. I'm going to go get some food. My name is Alex. This is Lights Out League Racing. Thanks for joining us. Peace out.